welcome to the world of dream fruit. My name is Elizabeth Russell. I am your guide through the storied realm of dream fruit, which is a world of radical belonging. And we are dealing with today the sixth lunar cycle of 2025 inside the Lunar Tales for Earthlings, which has this larger story that is the story of now, the context of our moment, which is this: the living earth has been imperiled, and our creative nature is rising up. And so we tell the stories, lunar tales, moon by moon, to help us find our way back to that place where our creative nature truly is rising up and where we can address the changes and the challenges of this earth moment that we're in. The lunar tales for Earthlings are told also to activate the lunar or moon mind, the part of our consciousness that is non-linear, that is non-rational, that absorbs story and symbol and image into the dream body and into the intuition and the emotional body, and helps us find our way back through the side door, through a door that we're not used to using in contemporary modern world living. And we do this because this is one of the least used and most valuable parts of our consciousness. And we need everything right now. The world is in peril, and we are experiencing tremendous dissolution and fragmentation. And anything that helps us restitch ourselves to the matrix of belonging, to the breath and soul of the world, is true medicine. And so we do that with story in the Lunar Tales. And what I would like to do is take us into this story, the story that begins May 26th and follows us through June 24th, with the full moon on June 11th. And so we will be watching these themes unfold as the moon progresses. And the theme that we're playing with this month is oasis. So let's dive in to Moon Mind. Let's look through the side door, through the sea glass, and find what the story is in the oasis moon. In the dream of the oasis moon, our enchanted carriage glides to a halt upon a stone path, a path that leads through the trees with golden branches and jewel leaves. We find ourselves near the heart of the mountain, where the waters of the world are born, where the great mother herself is said to sleep and dream. We are not the first earthlings to step upon this holy ground, but centuries have passed since our ancestors drank from the wellspring that we find here. And does a wave of remembering rush through our bodies? And do we cup the water to carry to our kin? Yes. Your well wishes wash the world. Find your way back. So the story of this oasis time is just beautiful. I love that we get to follow this path through the trees with their golden branches and their jeweled leaves. And I love that we approach the heart of the mountain, where the great mother sleeps and dreams, where the waters of the world are born. So already here we are, we're in this incredible place. And what do we find? We find, first of all, we find that there have been centuries between the last time and now that human creatures have visited this place. And so we understand that there is something quite momentous about our being here. And yes, the wellspring. When was the last time any human creature drank from this well, this beautiful water, life-giving water that is springing up from this heart of the mountain? And if the first thing that we want to do is we want to cup the water and carry it to our kin. This is true generosity. That is how we know that this is life-giving water. It's abundance, our sense of healing and wholeness, and the desire to bring it to others, to share. It is with this spirit that we understand that it's in remembering. We are remembering ourselves. We are remembering ourselves as earthlings. We are touching back into the ancestral memory, the last time human creatures drank from this well. And our well wishes wash the world. And the well and the well wishing. We know that when we are well, we are thriving. I want to mention one thing, which is the story of the well maidens, the keepers of the waters. And so in the Arthurian legend, we know that there are thousands of springs and wells scattered all across the land, and that they are tended by these keepers, these voices of the wells, these maidens and priestesses who abide there with their cups and who they offer the cup of the life-giving water. They offer vision. They offer prophecy. So when we approach the waters, we approach with this great regard to the keepers, and then we are met with these life-giving and visionary gifts. As with so many things, there is a story that tells us about the time when this land was thriving, was filled with bounty, treasure, not only treasure of wealth, but also of health, happiness, well-being. The people of this land and the ruler of the land ruled in harmony with earth, with regard and respect to the keepers of these wells. And we know in the story that this time, how did this time come to an end? A king arrives with his men and approaches the well maiden, the priestess and keeper of these sacred waters, this gateway between this deep memory, the deep other world, and the world that we live in. And she is this intermediary. He approaches her. She offers the cup. He takes the cup. He takes the maiden. He hauls her away. He desecrates her and violates her. And the men see this and model this behavior, and all of the wells, all of the maidens, stolen, violated, the waters dry, the earth dry, all of the wealth and abundance away. The wasteland falls over the land. And here we find ourselves. Here we find ourselves. The living earth has been imperiled. And the waters of the world are life-giving. There is a source, a deeper source. And we ourselves are called at this time to remember our place as keepers of the waters, as keepers of the wells, to approach these waters, these places, and to cup the water and to offer and share in the spirit of generosity, but also to water ourselves after all of this arid time crossing the great desert of forgetting forgetting what we are, where we are, what we belong to, that we're part of something deeper, that life-giving lineage of all of the evolutionary intelligence that has come before us, all of our deep ancestry, all of it, we are called to remember. So when we return to or find our way back to these waters, it is our way of remembering ourselves as woven in, as belonging, as keepers of earth. So, with this month, we are definitely looking at that. I want to ask you that question. What is it that you have felt in your life severed you from that memory of belonging, from that deep well, that deep source of life? What role has fear played for you in finding your way back? What is it for you to find your way back? How? How do you make your way back to the well? Is it self-tending? Is it tending to others? Is it deep rest? Is it deep action? The moon will be full on June 11th, and I'll mention that Jupiter is going to make an ingress into Cancer just a couple days before that. And so this really is a time to think about water, the waters of the world, how water moves through your community. Where is your water? How do you yourself feel deeply watered? How are your roots? Are you feeling them being nourished? And also, we have sort of this meetup of Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries. And this is a time when you might notice that there's a strong impulse to act on some of the things that are inspiring you, on the visions. Vision and dream is the realm of Neptune, structure and form is the realm of Saturn. And so there's a little bit of an opportunity here to give solid structure to that which you are visioning, to your dreams. And to the dream of Earth, may we give some structured, intentional care. And so it's also, I want to just suggest that there might be these moments of emotional trigger. Neptune wants to kind of float along, and it is a very emotional vibe. And so when Saturn and Neptune are meeting up, Saturn wants to give structure and I'm going to ask the hard questions. And so there could be a sense of like, wait, you're harshing my mellow. So if you feel your mellow getting harshed, just take a second and ask, whoa, is this an emotional trigger or is it an invitation to heal? And the prompt for this month to work with in your journal, what can water teach you about truth? What can water teach you about joy? What can water teach you about memory? Remember who you are. Find your way back. So, this oasis moon is the third and final moon of spring of 2025. So, this season has been a time of, I don't know if you remember, but a couple months ago, we were in the seership moon. We went to the visioning caves and we allowed those great crystal stalactites to vibrate into our bones, remembering and reminding ourselves, like, oh, what is ours to do? Ours and ours alone. And then we went to the imagination time. And during that moon, we were creating and innovating, even without promise of success. We were just doing what was ours to do. And so now we're in this place where we're deeply, deeply nourishing ourselves with memory, with truth, with the waters of life, and cupping the waters to offer to others. Now, the next time we meet, which will be June 25th, will begin the summer. We will be in the summer moons and things will be changing pretty quickly. This is a wonderful time to really receive what is there for you. If you would like to follow along, of course, you can get your own copy of Lunar Tales for Earthlings on my website, and you may already be working with your journal magic for Earthlings, which is a wonderful way to follow along and moon by moon, do your own magical moon tracking. And this is an undated journal, and they do play alone separately or together, and I would just be thrilled to send you yours. Please know that these stories are offered as a way of reminding ourselves that something beyond what we can see on the horizon is possible. We are activating new possibilities by refreshing our imaginative capacities. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next month with our next thrilling installment of Lunar Tales for Earthlings.